What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tony. Today we are talking track bar mounts or brace. This can save you a ton, especially on those weak pivot points where a lot of pressure gets pushed up. This will actually save you. Let's jump into it. So what we have, I already opened it up just because of the last video that I did with the selector shaft brace, which is kind of weird how MetalCloak, I wouldn't really say weird, but everybody else kind of did one way. They did it completely different. A lot of people do their selector shaft brace off of this just to help support it, and everything's right here where it's nice and simple, where you're not drilling, you're not putting some riv nuts in. You're not doing anything too crazy. But this is the MetalCloak. I've been a really big fan of MetalCloak. One thing that MetalCloak does kind of differently than a lot of other companies, there's two for the outer bolts, and then most companies have for the fourth up here. But these guys only did three, so you're only doing the bottom bolt. And here, this one's kind of normal for a lot of them. They have where it's just a tiny bolt that gets pulled in here. Obviously, this is where your track bar bolt's going to go. One thing also they do that most companies I don't see really ever doing is actually bolting this to the bottom of the frame. I'm sure there's some reason behind it, but most companies I don't really see this part. Most companies I always see them do the selector shaft adapter or addition on, or you don't even get that at all. This is very lightweight, but it's definitely going to help save you. So just kind of a quick, before we actually dive into actually installing it, what the factory setup right now is a single shear. So what that basically means is, we're just going to use this as an example. So you have one bolt going through here, and then there's just going to be, kind of forget about this, is not here. So if you have a bolt going through here to hold on something, this is the only thing that's really holding onto it. For with this is going to turn it into a double shear, which is going to make it even more stronger. So with this, you got these plates right here, so the bolt's going to obviously go through this direction, and this is the back of the frame. The frame is now acting as support, but you're also getting two pinch seams going into with each other because it's pulling in this case it's going to be the gearbox, and then also this part and everything in the middle is just basically there for support. This is just going to give it just a double shear action, which makes everything a little bit stronger, and it can handle a little bit more force. So this is very, very nicely built, and it's super actually light. Some of the other ones that I've had are pretty heavy, but if you notice, they engraved their little M right there. The welds on it, super clean. I did see maybe it could have been done from packaging, but oh no, it's all right. It's not gonna hurt anything. Never mind. But this is nice. I like this. I do like the other design better with the selector shaft brace up here, just because it makes life so much easier versus having two different spots. I mean, I get it, it's their design, their way of doing it, but yeah, this is all right. It's still good. So let's get to installing it. So I am sitting here contemplating on actually drilling up into the frame again, because most of the track bars braces that I've always done, this is the only one I've ever had to drill up two bolts into there. I'm kind of curious on what their design is on that. So I'm not sure if there's a structural thing that that they're going after. I'm probably gonna call and ask, but I think for right now I'm not gonna drill. I guess my theory is, if I don't have to drill into it, one, you're just making more holes in your frame. Two, I mean, why drill if I don't have to? But I think we're just going to do kind of how the old school way was, just a track bar bolt, that one little nut, and then the 3 screw. Basically, you're gonna reuse the factory bolts anyway. I think that is honestly the best decision. They may have a reason why to do it. Maybe I'll give them a call real quick and ask. Yeah, let's give them a call.
Thank you for choosing MetalCloak. This is Bobby.
Hi, I just got a quick question for you. I'm installing your guys' track bar brace onto my 2019 Jeep Rubicon. And I just had a kind of a quick question because I know like a lot of the other ones that I've installed on mine, I've never had to drill up for the 2 like side mount bolts. Is there a reason why you guys have that?
For the side mount bolts or the ones that are going from the bottom of the frame?
For the bottom of the frame, where you have to kind of like drill and put 2 like nut inserts.
Gotcha. Yeah, for the rib nut section. I believe it's just for really just added strength and stability for the bracket itself. I wasn't part of designing that, so I don't know exactly why they did it that way, but I would assume it's just to have as much of that bracket attached directly to the frame to help brace it both on the front and the back, on the sides of it, on the bottom portion of the frame there, while also having the existing bolts that are up on top of the, or excuse me, on the side of the frame, if you will.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I would just assume, for as much stability and rigidity as you could possibly get out of that bracket.
Yeah, well, no, that makes sense. I was just kind of confused. You know, I was just sitting here looking at it before I installed it. I was like, do I really want to just drill more holes into it, or because I already put the couple holes into the for the sector shaft brace. But I was just looking like I've never put it. I don't know if it was really if it's just one of those just to hold the bracket, or if it's really necessary to really drill up into there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I totally get not one drilling as minimal holes in the frame as possible. But yeah, that's that I'm going to recommend that you do, just to make sure. Again, one, it's working and operating as intended, and it's getting you as much of the strength out of that reinforcement bracket as we can get you.
Oh, easy enough. I'll drill into it. I mean, it's not that I really cared. It was just like, I was just kind of just curious.
Yeah,
I was just bored, and I was, I was sitting here filming for my YouTube channel, so I was just kind of curious.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
right on, man.
So awesome. Well, thank you very much.
All righty. No problem at all, sir. You got any other questions, man, let us know.
All right, we'll do. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. So there's your reason. More stability and getting more pressure done on the bracket. I was just kind of curious. Why not just call and ask them yourselves? I never thought about it. So guess what? We're drilling, baby. Drill, baby, drill.
We will drill, baby, drill.
There's a couple things we have to do. We have to remove the track bar while the Jeep is on the ground, and then we have to remove that tire just to help get us some space. So let's just jump into it. You're not going to be reusing this bolt. They sent you another one, and you don't need this nut. So you can either keep it for spare or just throw it in the trash can. So now we got to take off the rims and tires. We have to take these 2 off. What I'm going to do is we're going to completely remove this, bolt the bracket on, and then we are going to get our points where we have to put our nut inserts. So you are going to have to take on and off the bracket maybe a couple times. It's not the end of the world. It's just, yeah, it is kind of a pain. But these are 18 millimeters. So just one thing while you guys are taking this out, these bolts are a lot longer than this passenger's or the backside. This one is shorter, so make sure the shorter one goes not in the front, because it's not going to obviously work. So now we have this thing all bolted down. Yes, this is basically the part where you can probably, if you don't feel like drilling into here or anything like that, and not have to, you can put the one bolt in here, bolt everything back up, and be done. But like you guys heard on the MetalCloak, is that they found that this is going to give it more rigidity, more structural strength. So that's what we're going to do. So we are going to paint mark and then tap, and then I'm going to drill straight up while the bracket's on, and then we're going to remove the bracket and put our tap in once we get it up to size. So that is the game plan. And this thing looks good on it. I really like the bling bling, I guess. But I guess that's one thing they really said about MetalCloak. You know what parts you have on there because you got some bling bling on it. So yeah, everything looks good on it. I like it. So again, what I would do just for marker. So now that we have the holes all drilled out, we are going to just remove the bracket, and then we're going to use a step bit to get it up to the actual, to the actual size that we actually need. So again, this is the one things I hate doing the most is after you get these things drilled, that's kind of one of the shittiest, or it is kind of one of the worst parts, because you literally have to lay underneath it and drill up and put some pressure against it, especially if you're using a step bit, and it just sparks are just flying down, or not really sparks, you just get the metal shavings falling down on your head. So make sure you wear some glasses. Wear some gloves and whatnot, just so to protect yourself. But we are going to put this nut insert. We got both holes drilled now. I'm not a big fan of these. Like I said, I would rather use the tool, but you're going to pull up and basically twist into it. So you're going to hold that up, and then I know some people, they So now that we actually have the nut inserts installed, it wasn't that bad. They just suck. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of them. I'd rather just see probably some tap screw or some bigger tap screws or something like that, or whatever works. But anyway, those things work. So now we got those on. Now we can put on the bracket. Again, we already have the bolts already off. So then what I would do first is put those bolts in, then tighten the whole thing down, and then your bolts should all line up. I would say that putting nuts inserts in anything just sucks. So now we have the last bolt that we actually need to tighten down, besides going back and torquing down these, is our washer and nut. So you're going to go, so the bolt that goes in here is a 1/2 inch, both sides. I think more and more I'm thinking about it, just to have it match, and being kind of a nerd. Kind of like that, just kind of just ties it all together, I guess. Now what we're gonna have to do is put the tire back on, because we can't put the drag link back on until the Jeep is back on its own feet. So let's get the tire back on. And there she rolls. So the track bar is bolted down, or the track bar bolt is 52 foot-pounds. So now I got more stickers on top of more stickers. But see, this is one thing I wish I had the package too. If you guys watched my one of my last videos when I did the rack in the back of the Jeep, see the stickers are basically like the same thing. So I'm not sure who owns who, but yeah, that was the track bar brace. It's something that's really important. It's something also to really think about because a lot of pressures are being pushed up there. This just helps reinforce it, and it gets away from that single shear to a double shear support. So I would highly recommend getting it, even if you don't even really off-road a lot, or if you're putting bigger, especially if you're putting bigger tires, there's going to be a lot more force that you're turning on that. They do make a rear bracket. We're probably going to put that on eventually, just not right now. I didn't order it up yet, but yeah, that is, I like it. It's there for a reason. MetalCloak does something differently, and then, like I said before, a lot of it is really with the two brackets that kind of, or the two bolts that go up into the frame that you have to actually drill out. Not a lot of companies do that. You guys heard the phone call when I called. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. Take care, do something good today, and live life to the fullest. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.